Brandon Pajemski, he's had double-doubles in both of the last 2 games with 15 rebounds in both, that representing a career high. Horford over the top for 2.
Small on him. He did the right thing, getting into the paint.
Golden State playing last night, losing at Jalen Wells for 3. That's off. Prosper
with steals. Can they continue their double-digit steal streak going in this game? Or can they get offensive rebounds through hustle on that side? But the possessions will be key.
And they want to see if they can take advantage of Golden State in transition. Golden State was outscored 20-4 in transition points last night. Santos, who had one thing you will notice, both these teams high in the league in assists. Wells, a little show and go, the reverse too strong. Back tap rebound, small retreats beyond the 3-point line. Ty Jerome will let it fly, and down the well it goes.
By Omax to keep the ball alive.
It'll be interesting to see how Golden State deploys Al Horford. He is predominantly a perimeter big, but he'll have a size advantage if he goes into the post.
Well, the first 2 possessions was him in the post. He scored 1, assisted on the other.
Moody off balance, back iron to tear as of late. Jerome another 3 off the back iron, and Santos with the box shot. This has not been a strength for Golden State. They're a very good defensive team, however. Pajemski, a couple of fakes. Horford. Wells against Pajemski. Baseline jumper, well short.
Here as a late, a little mid-range pull-up jump shot. Getting to the basket or the standstill 3.
Pajemski with a drive and a kick out. Will Richard.
As they have minutes available.
G.G. Jackson off the bounce, drives, goes to the rim, and draws a foul. You're talking about 21 years of age against 39 years of age. Has not won a head-to-head matchup with his brother. Yet.
He would love
that deflection, and the Grizzlies with a steal. They have been on a tear defensively. Prosper lost it. Oh, yes! GG. Jackson against Pajemski, and a bad cross-court pass stolen by Payton. Small is back. Pat Spencer will get the... And that was particularly the case in the last game in San Francisco. Small, cutting, it's up, it's in. And
play to shoot or make a move. That time, realizes allows him this 3-point play that he completes.
Ryan in the NBA in the month of February in terms of deflections per game, and they're on a streak of 7 consecutive games with double-digit steals. Horford with the ball fake into the spin, and a flare out to Moody, who goes baseline, the dish inside. Moody ends up with the Hendricks driving. Rupert a 3. Night. Again, they manage him on back-to-back situations. Moody driving. Payton will give it a go from 3 and knock it in. Last night in the loss at New Orleans, and Golden State's lead is 4. Jerome getting the step and hitting the floater.
Over defenders.
Pajemski, a second chance 3 for Golden State. Warriors with the 5 points.
Get a hand up, and he wants them to do a much better job. 7 of 11 start for Golden State, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Spencer driving, has his pocket picked by Rupert. 3 on 2 if they hurry. Ryan finds Taylor.
Good job by Spencer hustling.
And Pajemski misses. Golden State 5-5 on the second night of a back-to-back. Grizzlies a tie of the lead with a long one. Pippen.
It was like for Scotty to get that first jumper to go down as Hendricks knocks down the little free deals, but offensively just could not find a rhythm.
0 for 8, but 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Had a bad night with turnovers as well. Yeah, Quentin Post in for the first time. Plays 7 and 12 when he does not. Quentin Post with the floater in his second season out of Boston College. 6 points last night against the Pelicans. Pippen driving on Pat Spencer. Clayton into the paint, slams on a break, nowhere to go. That was deflected, and Pippen has to retrieve it with now 7 on the shot clock. Scotty with a drive, and tonight.
a lot of people who may not play a lot, if you're on one of these teams, you will start to play.
You are getting opportunities. Pat Spencer, the layoff. Burst upon the scene for Golden State last year, predominantly as a three-point shooter. Hendricks waits out the traffic. Yes, and the points per game with the Grizzlies. He's got 5 tonight. Cam Spencer into the game as he guards Santos. Pat Spencer facing up and filling it up. And roll. Pippen on the way back.
Go at him, Cam.
Welcome to a backyard in suburban Maryland. And Rube
has been very evident in these 2 games. The on-ball steals, he gets them because of the long arms, able to reach in, and in there, the length to finish.
off the post miss. Pippen, 3, too strong. While Cam Spencer got an assist on that earlier possession, that is now 28 straight assists without a turnover. Here's a Will Richard 3. Cam Spencer, it is the longest streak of assists without a turnover in the NBA this year. Clayton, leaning 3, no. Spencer.
Just continue to get as many good looks for Cam Spencer, especially early in the basketball game.
Because he has struggled with the shot as of late. Pajemski, an air ball in Leon. Rupert has it blocked, but Matt Myers has a Golden State foul. In a new situation, 10 points, 9 boards, 3 steals in the game. Grizzlies with Prosper, Small, Rupert, Clayton, and Spencer and Pajemski right down.
This is something that's new, and if you're going to switch, that means that, number one, you got to talk it out early and switch underneath.
Spencer for that make.
Well, the good thing tonight is going on basketball than on the ball.
Moses Moody back in, guarded by Spencer. 1 minute remaining. Payton on a post-up, one-on-one with Small. Pajemski wheels through and finds a cutting Will Richard. They share the ball as well as any team in the end. Assists on 14 baskets.
They share the ball and they move extremely well away from the ball.
Omax elevates, too strong. Pajemski driving, blocked by Rupert. And 6 the difference, shot clock. Clayton, Omax. Got the shot he wanted, but couldn't put it down. Golden State can hold for the final opportunity here. Horford, a 3, up, over and out of bounds. And the Grizzlies
taken off of and come down on the same foot.
And that's an automatic travel. Moody out of the corner.
One thing the Grizzlies would like to do, you just like to keep up in some way. You just can't allow it to be a huge discrepancy.
Prosper on the back down against Al Horford. Spencer calling for it, trying to take Pajemski off the bounce. Shot clock down to 8. Jerome, shot clock down to 4, guarded by Pat Spencer, and drew the cross.
Maybe that's what it was. The physicality is all that he knows.
So Ty Jerome will go to the free throw line, 86% on the season. Scoring team, they are predominantly a three-point shooting team, but understanding the Grizzlies' relative lack of size and rim protection.
They would do themselves a disservice if they didn't even attack the painted area.
Pajemski off the post up, got by after high school and focused on basketball. First at Loyola Maryland. Jerome, a little turnaround. Rimmed it. Golden State shooting 60% from the floor after shooting 41% last night. Horford, backdoor cut, Payton for the
side. The Warriors, though, their baseline, their corner player is either staying if it's wide open, but they've got 2 nice cuts.
Jerome, that 3's off. Pajemski, full head of steam. Horford, a trailing 3. Got the bounce beyond the arc. Small, blocked by Horford, picked up by Payton. Made more than 200 threes, more than their opponent. Even without Curry, they have plenty of guys who can fill it up from deep. Shot clock down to 5. Against the shot clock, drives, draws a foul, and we'll get 2 really guarding.
Great to visit with you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Fish. Pajemski good with the first, just 6'5". If he leading the Grizzlies in total rebounds, he would be.
Well, there's going to be a revolving door. Nice move here by Javon Small. There'll be a revolving door here at
The other shortest Grizzly that led,
shortest Grizzly
that led the team in total rebounds for a season.
Too many Grizzlies.
Will Richard. I'm going to give you a hint. He wore your old number.
I was going to say Rudy Gay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to think of, we got to be someone at least tenured.
GG misses the three. Radar for that nugget.
Yeah, sport radar.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff in today's report from them. Spencer, drop off for Leones. Will Richard off the side of as Gigi. Bad intentions. Now Ty Jerome. Omax had to leap to reel that in. He drives, missed the floater against Leones. Horford, an open three. Well, remember last year when he was with the Celtics, he single-handedly carried Boston to a win here against the Grizzlies. Prosper to a cutting Spencer for two.
So they want to take away his threes.
Horford, blocked by Gigi. Leone's offensive rebound, Will Richard.
Grizzly, one of those runs from their defense.
Gigi in traffic, follows his own, gritty play.
Quick hops there by Gigi. Quick putback.
At Spencer. And Ty Jerome to steal. Cam, driving angle. Tried to feed a cutting Scott. Dig it out. Golden State, one of the best teams in loose ball recoveries, gets the 50-50 ball there. Posts three is through and for 7.
Last game, Grizzlies gave up.
Out of the corner, an open three.
How about the inbounds? The pass, though, right behind the back of Repair to get Leone's an open look.
And Spencer and
from the baseline corner to the other corner.
However, Golden State had droughts of 4 or more minutes. That's the most in the NBA. Clayton driving, missing. Disappeared here in the period. They are 3 for 10. Meanwhile, Golden State at 60%. Pat Spencer. Rebound Hendricks. Pippen calling for it. Instead, Repair. Now he finds Pippen. And Pippen, a bobble to retie his shoes, so it's 4 on 5. And Pippen with the throwaway. Quinton Post. Leones. Quinton Post. Leones. Pat Spencer. As we go under 5 remaining in the first half.
Too much half-court basketball. Another steal. Run away for Payton. Set in.
Great job.
I enjoy as many. But the airport in general just looks fantastic.
The way they have renovated and refurbished it is absolutely beautiful. Guy Santos into the lane. Drop off for Quinton Post.
With the bigs that he's had to defend.
Pajemski, a leaning three, back iron, and really important minutes. And guys that
these guys are doing a great job of is they're not would be capable of doing in a winning situation and be for a team.
Exactly. Can you as a role player fit into another team and make that team better? There's a great look ahead. Hendricks for 2. 3 games a year ago because of an ankle injury. A one and done at UCF. Pajemski through the lane, and again, give him 9 on the night. Pippen with a drive into a crowd. Repair swings it to Wells. Repair will try a 3 and put it in.
We talked about this before, Barter. You have to be able to temper your aggressiveness on the ball. Good knock away here by Wells.
Clayton with the distribution. Wells in traffic. Pippen. Good.
Biggest issue for him offensively, driving too deep into the painted area with the bigs on the floor.
Post going into a spin. The hook is off. Wells trying to slash, but good cover up by Payton. Shot clock inside of 10. Clayton driving, flicks it off the window, and is boarded by Pajemski. You are whoever Golden State puts on the floor, they can defend and make threes as well.
Forward this season, Guy Santos, the touch from the perimeter, but he was a extra effort hustle guy that has an offensive skill.
Clayton. Walter, 94% from the stripe in his 5th game with the
concede. To have the plus 11 advantage, but also 16.
And they average 15 a game.
Yes.
Moody, back iron. Hendricks' 3 is blocked, but then recovered by Gigi. Javon, Gigi, deep 3, put it in
by the Warriors.
Minute 20 remaining here in the first half.
Good hands, Hendricks.
3 on 2, lob for Gigi in the dunk.
And Hendricks, great hands defensively, and then nice setup to Gigi.
Santos driving. Moody at corner 3. Yeah, Moody sat down for a second after making that. Gigi will try to respond, cannot. Grizzlies came into the game with a streak of 16 consecutive quarters of 25 or more points. They extended that streak in the first quarter. Moody and a 3-shot foul, 1-8 game. You're home for the next game.
Yes.
Gigi Jackson, a step back 3 and a good. And that is one of the silver linings of what has been a difficult season, given the injuries and the mix and match lineups. Horford, Pajemski, shot clock winding down, blocked by Gigi. Ty Jerome spins away from Moody into the paint. A no-look setup. Gigi will try for 3. That's off. And Pajemski with a rebound. Pajemski, that double-double's not out of the question for him. 9, 7 boards, 6 assists. He's had back-to-back games with a career-high 15 rebounds, including last night at New Orleans. Will Richard misses in tight. Wells against Moody, draws contact.
The Grizzlies' offense being better, the best way for them to be better is to not have to play half-court basketball.
Right.
It's for them to be able to play transition basketball as Jerome is able to get into the paint for another finish.
Doesn't for Ty. He's at 13 minutes, and 20-ish has been his upper limit. Tomas Isolo saying before the game they want to be conservative with him and with Scottie Pippen Jr. Scotty's played 10 tonight. Richard, long 2. Another thing about this Golden State team, the balance. I mean, Will Richard is a guy who averages 7 a game. Had a 30-point game against Sacramento. Because their bench guys do get so much daylight. Jerome.
Means that everyone has a chance to find a rhythm. This is a matter of who finds it the quickest.
And you see how well they swing it around the perimeter. Everybody gets a touch, but Richard can't pay it off with the 3. And hockey assists, that secondary assist, the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the bucket. Offensive rebound, Jerome. Gigi, pretty spin. Oh, attack!
Scoring because it's Gigi. They got the defensive rebound and the offensive rebound to keep the possession alive.
Grizzlies have trailed by as many as 24. They've got it within 16. Horford deals. Pajemski wide open. Nope. And the rebound. And Moody. Razorback football team could have used that last year.
A lot of that.
Horford, double, spins away. Pajemski, his lefty three.
The defender was coming. He's already saw the next pass before it touched his hand immediately to Pajemski for the three.
Small responds small. First three-point make for him tonight.
He has shot the three ball a lot better here as of late.
Yeah, 59% from three over the last half dozen games, in fact. Will Richard with 7 to shoot. Moody, a straightaway three. This is Moody.
Tell me.
How about Eric Musselman? That was Moody's collegiate coach, and Emus coached Golden State. And
See it be a consistent effort from G.G. Jackson.
he goes to the bench at the moment. Rupert and Hendricks are back in, also checking in Rob Fisher.
Well, good start offensively for the Grizzlies here in this third quarter. 13 points in the first 4 minutes. Coach Isolo telling the team during that timeout, we're doing a good job of playing with pace on the offensive end. We're moving the ball very well as well. He said defensively right now, we're making multiple of the personnel that we're guarding.
Hendricks, nice little.
He saw a little lefty finish earlier. Now that little right hand half hook. Seen him knock down a couple of jump shots from the three-point line. So nice to see up his offensive game.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about offensive foul called on Moody, is the
I think the thing is, you would say, is because he is so young, there is still a lot to learn, but there's something there.
Right.
A lot of times you just need for there to be something that you can work with. He definitely has something because we've seen it just in this short time.
And he'll try it for three. Left that one short, however. Rebound.
Now, because the Warriors are such high because of the lineups, that's why they have those, they get the droughts that allow teams opportunities to get back into the game.
Shot clock down to 6 for Horford. Moody trying to get by Pippen. Ball pops free. They'll pay it off with a three. A Rupert three is long. Quinton Post is in and grabs the rebound.
Yeah, good kick out there by multiple defenders and finds Rupert open in the corner.
Tad Spencer peeling away, rather. And a foul on Quinton Post. That'll be the... They did beat Denver at home. Offensive rebound just ripped it away from Post, creating a...
Additional player. He looks like he can probably play the 3 and the 4. 4-18, good cut here by Santos.
And you see how well Golden State works with and without the ball and how well they move it.
Positional player. He looks like he can probably play the 3 and the 4. 4-18, good cut here by Santos.
And you see how now the Grizzlies turn it over. Santos, Richard.
Things.
No, did you see that there are some arenas now that they have got popcorn in a bowl and they've got a little spring-loaded thing that you can shoot baskets with the kernels of popcorn? Pivot.
Reported work there, Peter. This is Action News.
In fact, Brooklyn, and we're going to go there in March, they have that as one of their offerings. So Rob Fisher needs to know about that because he'd be really good at that.
I thought he would be the one that would bring it up. I didn't know it would come from you.
Those hours in research. Pippen driving, lays it off, Rupert. And again, the Grizzlies got an opportunity at the front of the rim and couldn't convert it. Payton sets up Pat Spencer. Santos. Offensive rebound, Richard. Dump down, Santos for 2.
Themselves. It's a shouting distance of this Warriors team, but we give the Warriors credit. This pushes this back to a comfortable 18-point lead.
There's under 3.5 remaining in the third. Clayton drives on Richard. He tried to pack it, but Post blocked it. 5 to shoot. Pippen, a topside 3 by Spencer. Rimming no.
Once there by Clayton Jr., but Post said, not letting the little get one on me.
And Hendricks with a knockaway. 2-on-1. Pippen will take it himself.
Nice job running down the loop.
Hendricks, 2 assists. Pat Spencer, corner 3. Man, Will Richard has been great tonight. Santos.
Nice work to quickly get the ball to Santos.
5 different Golden State players have 3 or more assists. Grizzlies turn it over. Richard steal, 15 for Will Richard, who averages 7 a game. Lead back to 20. Through pair. Santos. And he draws line where he is just 65% for the season. Third season out. He'll get one more, but first, that's Golden State basketball. I thought it was interesting. I asked Juan Cecil what he admired most about Steve Kerr was that he picked up things from the triangle offense, having been with 11 and 17 away from Chase Center, 19 and 11 on their home floor. But they have been in control, courtesy of a 40-point second quarter after this was a 3-point game through 12 minutes. Pajemski, skip pass, extra pass. Another extra pass and a Spencer three down low.
Moves faster than bodies can. And the passing of the basketball, J.P. Jackson, another basket. I mean, the Grizzlies were recovering on that last possession, just couldn't catch back up.
Yeah. Well, Golden State is a lot of things, and one of them is discipline. They're disciplined with their ball movement and their body movement, and it results in high-quality shots. And Gary Payton when he put it down anyway. Grizzlies with Jackson, Prosper, Small, Ty Jerome, and Cam Spencer. Him in his 18 minutes. We'll see how long the leash is tonight, minutes-wise for him. Horford finds an open Pajemski, who drives, accepts contact, and will go. Pajemski with 14 to go along with 8 rebounds in most any situation because he is such a multi-dimensional player. And Cam Spencer's bleeding, so I think we're going to get a 30-second timeout here.
In the associate individual and team success, that's why in these series, Draymond Green on a regular basis, they still can win.
And they have an identity that they can play to every single night, regardless of who's wearing their uniform. Again,
He knows how to put the ball in the basket. You can say, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't have that, he can score.
Yeah. I've always felt that that's always a little infuriating to hear about people and their analysis of player. They talk about what guys can't do, and Peyton. Zach, he's a really good basketball player. So's Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome's a good player. John Morant's a good player. Brandon Clark's a good player. The only thing we're talking about, they're all individually good players. We haven't seen them play together.
Right. Tad Spencer off at the three. Horford offensive rebound. Tips in his own miss. Starting lineup this season. Jerome's going to let it fly again. 8 minutes to go.
Well, it's the reason why we're in the situation we're in at this point with the trade happening of Jaren, because it's not just this year. But this is having your main top guys have an opportunity to play together.
Javon Small, 4-3 is Ryan Rupert. And that's only because he may start in Dallas.
No, he will start on this road trip. The only reason why he hasn't started now is because it's his second game.
Pajemski.
As the Warriors come out in a little 1-3-1 defense. This is back in the day, high school basketball.
Wow. Pippen. It's off.
Talking about Ty Jerome and his craftiness, and Coach Isolo says it's his basketball IQ that really gets out of the space, and he just the incredibly skilled and crafty player that he is, and his basketball IQ is just off the charts.
He's also a former Golden State Warrior. Been part of the organizations with Golden State, Phoenix, and Oklahoma City, and also with some of their G League teams as well. D. Santos, nice pivot move, 16 points for him, and plus 17 in the starting role tonight. You talk to the Golden State people and they say this is probably the most pleasant surprise they've had this season is the development of Guy Santos. Played 56 games, averaged 4 points per game. Now he's averaging 6.5, but double figures in 10 of the last 11.
Remember last season, partner, he didn't even attempt shots. He was the hustle guy out on the floor. Nice turn here by Hendricks, doesn't get it to go. His offensive game has blossomed.
Pajemski on a post-up against Cam Spencer. Pajemski backs him down. And drops in a reserve role. 17 tonight.
Good hands here by Leon.
Quentin Post back in the game.
It's the first game where the Grizzlies have been really managed with the smaller lineups, with the trade and all of that. They have been able to stay in games and compete here. The Warriors weren't going to allow that here.
Ty Jerome with the defense on the other end. Pippen, drop off. And an ill-advised pass by Walter.
Of the game.
He's playing with decisiveness and force, and the results are there. Jalen Wells, his three tomorrow night.
You gonna go to the game?
We're not going to get in early enough, I don't think. Peyton, the city, with just under 8 remaining in regulation of that one. Toronto a 1-point lead over San Antonio early fourth quarter. Hendricks.
That was like one on the left.
Leon's missing. Repair was there defensively. Wells finds Jerome, who casts, and it's
Didn't say what if. What if?
well, and you go back to the preseason and how well he played in the preseason, and you thought, wow, this year with Cleveland last year, and then a calf injury in the final preseason game down in Miami. Another three. Hendricks trying to keep it alive. Jerome has logged 24 minutes. That's the most he's played this season.
A lot of guys that can help you win games, partner.
Thomas Cicelo telling me before the game that the guys who are not playing do a good job of maintaining a positive vibe and giving some expertise. Whoa, post on the shot clock. Clayton will try for three. It's through. Hendricks in double figures for the 9th time this season and 2nd game consecutively. He had 12 against Sacramento on Monday night.
Intriguing player, partner.
Very much so. And there's an offensive foul that'll be called on Jalen. Golden State's going to end its 2-game road losing streak. They're just 11 and 17 on the road. Wells for three. Yes.
Jalen Wells here in his basketball game, but here in the fourth quarter, 2 threes for him.
Just 8 points for him. And that's an illegal screen on post.
Right now becoming a foul fest on the Warriors.
And Pat Spencer now with a hold. And a carry called on Taylor Hendricks.
Has to be made and called by the official.
And that's some of that indecision that comes with unusual lineups that haven't played together. Leon. Wells trying to float it up. Rebound comes to Pippen. Hendricks and
Are so wacky.
right.
When you look at him, you say probably a 3-4 combo player. You on the floor really one big. And so it's definitely, you've seen him knock down some perimeter shots. You've seen him finish inside, sort of dunk for the and one. And so I said earlier, intriguing player he is.
And now Repair three. Golden State this way to play a back-to-back New Orleans and Memphis. Now they're going back home.
So chicken sandwich here, 2 missed free throws. But yeah, we thought that had been wacky, but no turnover.
Richard. Wells. Yeah. That's
33.
33. I got it. All I know is that the Grizzlies haven't won a game when they've given up 30 or more points off turnovers. All right, smart Alex. This actually ties the season high for points lost on turnovers. The Grizzlies lost 33 against Detroit and at New York. GG.
He's done a good job in not having the high number turnovers. They have fourth quarter, and then you would come up with 5 or 6 in a quarter. But what has happened to this tonight has been, again, not scored just about.
Yeah. There was one point, I think it looked that the Warriors were averaging 3 points off the Grizzlies' turnovers. It's been that kind of night. Golden State will get their 31st win of the season, and the Grizzlies will take their 36th loss of the season, and Golden State will sweep the season series 3-0 as Spencer rolls that one in. Lyon has 9. And those are all the players that have played, all the ones that are healthy enough to play. Wells misses the 3. Javon Small ends up with a rebound. Post with a rebound. And he outset. And for Will Richard, his 3rd 20-point game of the season, he has 21 to lead the Warriors. G.G. Jackson, the game-high scorer with 24. 5 on the shot clock for Pat Spencer. Spencer.
Good block.
Yep. The difference between the 2 clocks. Rupert on the attack takes the distance off the glass. Golden State will have to shoot it. They made and Grizzlies and Golden State now winners. Grizzlies. You look at Terry Stotts, Jerry Stotts' assistant, with Steve Kerr, and that's a final. 130.